As you all know, all healthcare organizations are up against tough times. The retirement of the baby boomers, increased costs, increased chronic disease rates. So today, we're going to go back in time with some of the leading managers of the past to learn their strategies for success in business management for the healthcare setting.
Hello everyone, I'm here today with Steve Jobs, one of the most successful managers of all times, to get the scoop on how to be a successful manager. One of the questions I will start with today is, what is the single most valuable piece of advice that you would give to future managers?
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. The reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens for most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up being successful in the eyes of society and the ones who didn't, oftentimes it's the ones who were successful that loved what they did. So it's a lot of hard work and a lot of worrying, but if you don't love it, you're going to fail.
How do you choose who gets to be part of your team?
Well, you've got to be a really good talent scout, because no matter how smart you are, you need a great team of people around you to help you out. You've got to figure out how to size people up fairly quickly, make decisions without knowing them too well, hire them, and see how you do, and then refine your intuition. That way, you'll be able to build an organization that will eventually build itself. But you need a great people around you to do that.
So after you choose your team, I guess what comes next is how do you organize your business?
Well, Apple is an incredibly collaborative company. We're organized like a startup. In fact, we're the biggest startup on the planet. So one person is in charge of each department. All the department managers meet once a week to talk about what we're doing. That way there's tremendous teamwork at the top of our organization, which filters down throughout our organization. We're great at figuring out how to divide things up into teams, to touch base frequently, and to bring it all together at the end.
You know, Steve, trust is a very big issue when it comes to teams. How do you trust that your employees will work when they're at work and not get distracted by things like Facebook or texting?
Well, teamwork is dependent on trusting that the other folks will come through with their part without watching them all the time. That's what we do really well. We trust each other.
Well, I would like to ask you now, how do you deal with tough issues, especially when you don't see a way out?
So what I do all day is meet with teams of people to work on issues, solve problems. Most people deal with problems by coming up with all these convoluted solutions that tend to work for a while but then fail. A really great team of people will keep going. They'll find the underlying problem and come up with an elegant solution that works on every level.
But wait, what if your team doesn't agree with you? Do you win all the arguments? Or are people willing to tell you that you're wrong?
People tell me I'm wrong all the time. In fact, we have great arguments. You can't win all the arguments. If you want to keep great people working for you, you must run your business on ideas, not hierarchy. The best ideas must win. Otherwise, great people won't stay.
Hello everyone, I'm now here with Dr. William Mayo, the founder of the Mayo Clinic, and I would like to start by asking you, you started your Mayo Clinic back in the 1800s, and despite all the problems with healthcare industry today, it is still one of the leading hospitals people choose to go for treatment. What are your keys to success?
Well, I began the Mayo Clinic on the core value that the needs of the patient come first. I believe all healthcare organizations should be run on this value.
What are your conditions for the future success of healthcare organizations?
Well, first of all, continuing the primary and sincere concern for the care and welfare of each individual patient. Second, the continuing interest by every member of the staff in the professional progress of every other member. Third, a willingness to change and respond to the changing needs of society. Four, the continuing effort toward excellence in everything that is done. And then lastly, five, continuing conduct of all affairs with absolute integrity.
Dr. Mayo, I would like to end this interview by asking you, what lessons would you give to future healthcare managers?
Well, the first lesson would be the real values of an organization are the values lived. Secondly, a humane value resonates. The third lesson are just simple value statements like ours. The needs of the patient come first. Are simple, unconditional, and easy for everyone to understand and remember. And then lastly, the value of wanting to give each patient the best clinical care possible doesn't change, but the needs of patients do change over time.